Good morning, guys, and welcome to our broadcast. Good to have each and every one of you on the live this morning. How are we today, good folks? Thanks for joining us. Pace and power, boots on the ground. Good morning to you folks out there. Those who are with us, those who are going to join us later on, those who are going to come back to watch us. Good morning to you, good day to you, good night to you, wherever you're joining us from. Good to have you folks with us. Good to be in the land of the living this morning. Thankful for that. Thankful for health, strength, a loving family, good friends like you guys, good family like you guys. Happy to be here with you folks this morning. Deborah Pearson is on with us. Let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. Claire Alexis Tramley, Richmond is here, and Orwin Dawn, Cook, and Rayon, and Moses, and Colvis. Good to have you, Colvis. Auntie Sandra is on this morning. My aunt is on, Auntie Sandra. Good to have you. Dolly, Wendy, and Mandy Cummins. Good to have all of you on the live. It's Monday, folks. It felt like a long weekend. It felt like a holiday weekend. Like we had holiday on Friday, holiday. And on Monday, it felt like a long weekend. So much happened. That's what really happened. So much happened. Irvin, Dawn, and Kim, and Camille, and Marlon, so much has happened, and so much will continue to happen. So much is to come. Y'all don't feel as though you lived the whole political season already, but we just on the periphery. We haven't come into the thing fully, Who me? Good morning. Good morning. Brian and Stan, Irvin, Dawn, Sudhari, Mandy again, Elise. Good to have you. Geely G in the house. Good to have all of you folks. Good morning. FYI family. Good morning. Mark Cully, we see you there as well. All the folks join us. Lawrence. Good to have you folks. Oh, what's going on this morning? What's happening this morning? Melissa April, Loretta, Esther Blue. My Lord, what a weekend we've had. What a weekend. You had what took place at the Mohammed's on Saturday. The Alliance for Change had a national executive conference on Saturday too. Good to have touched base with some of my colleagues from out of town. I sat down on Sunday with the Region 10 Vice Chairman, and you guys are going to hear some of that interview later on. And, you know, Sunday was quite a day too. Sunday was the day for the drone operator. Got out on Sunday, got some fresh air, got some Oreos and ice cream, and so much happened. Region 3 had a political meeting on Sunday, Irfan Ali. Tandai McAllister was there too. So much happening politically. You blink, you miss 6 months. You blink, sir. You miss 6 months of it. Good to have you there, and there's a whole lot of conversation starting about class and color. Classism. Yeah, we have it with us. We have it with us. Right? We have it with us. Classism. We have it. We have it. We have it. Color and classism. We have it. In the Indo community, they could tell us about a caste system, you know, a hierarchy. It exists in the Afro-Guyanese community. And our indigenous brothers and sisters will have to tell us if it exists there too. So New Rigby reminding us, silly season is here. We're on the periphery. We're on the periphery. We're on the periphery. Claudia Bobby Lewis, good to see you there too. FC Blue. Got some stuff happening in Region 10. Region 10. Some stuff happening in Kokwani as well. Oh, good folks. Good folks. Good morning. Welcome to each and every one of you. It was a full week. How was your weekend? I got in some laps in the park Saturday morning. Yeah, I had a great 3-4 laps Saturday morning. You know, folks, we gotta keep ourselves together. You know, us big people, we gotta stick together. You know, we gotta keep putting our shoes on, brushing our teeth, and so forth. Don't let yourself fall down. Courtney, Walterine, Sonia, don't let me fall down. So, folks, that's happening over the weekend. A great lot of things happened over the weekend. Starting with the GRA going to the Mohammeds. GRA is working Saturdays. I don't know. GRA is working Saturday. Maybe enforcement. The enforcement arm works any day. You know. GRA works on Saturday. I don't know. Saw the GRA out on Saturday at the Mohammeds. Saw them out there at the Mohammeds residence on Saturday. And a whole host of other things happened from there. Whole host of things. You know, being part of credible sources, I was out there too. Cameras in hand, mic in hand. It's great seeing some of you there, you know. But I know there's a lot of commentary, like some folks vexed that Muhammad had some folks there to represent him. The people, right? The people. I see Naomi said I could have done 2 more laps, right? I could have done 2 more laps. Yeah, if I wasn't writing them long posts on Facebook. But I know you like to read, Naomi, so what are we going to do? We aim to please. I know y'all like all the business, but we aim to please. So there was the GRA going to Muhammad residence on Saturday morning. I know there's an iconic moment when the GRA officer knew, you know. This is how we register the spirit of this country. You know, we make light of it. We make light of our troubles. That moment, the GRA officer knew what had gone down, folks. He just knew. So this is some of what took place on Saturday morning, folks. Some of what took place, and I'd love to get all of your thoughts when we come back on the other side. Goings on Saturday, and the weekend just took off. Weekend just took off from there. Perhaps rightly so. Take a look.
Motor vehicles.
Yes, sir.
Got the documents there?
Oh, sir. This is a writ of assistance. The letters would have been sent to you via post and register mail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop fighting him, man. Now.
Fighting the new president.
This is developing right now at the home of businessman Azruddin Mohammed. Agents of the Guyana Revenue Authority along with the police force have surrounded the home of businessman Azruddin Mohammed to seize several luxury vehicles, but the support here for the businessman is grand. Lots of his supporters have surrounded the home of the businessman as well, and it seems like the agents of the Guyana Police Force and the GRA will have quite a difficult time in accessing the vehicles that they have come for.
Very soon I have a lot of things to put in the public domain. Who instructed the release of these vehicles? It came from high up when the vehicles arrived in this country. I have all the proof, and I will expose it so the public can see how wicked and vindictive these persons are.
A better come and for the get to use them in Guyana right now. We punishing that. We punishing Guyana Jack. You got come out dog. You know that way. The white man them say we rich. We get enough oil. We richer than Dubai, but we fuck you Guyana and Guyana. We need a better system, Jack. You got come out. Come out, Jack. You come out. Come out. Come out. It's a love. 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 It's the love. It's the love. No president.
We doing it for the likes, we doing it for the love. Muhammad Ali way, fuck y'all. Fuck PPP. Fuck y'all get the zero vote. Muhammad Ali way, he's a no boss, he's a fucking general. Hire your cunt.
Welcome back. Maybe I should have warned you there. Maybe I should have warned you that explicit language, very racy language was going to fall. I should have warned you. It's a Monday morning week. It's very early. How much votes are they getting? People know. The people know. How many votes? Good morning. No, just a couple of things. Just a couple of things. Like, how big is the Muhammad's property? I see like 1,000 people just emerge. Remember the GRA guy look back? Where all them people? How big is it? And if they say Jagdu's property is like 5 times that of the Muhammad's, because the Muhammad's property, as far as I know, don't have houses inside. Jagdu got a compound with houses that he rents out. It's like 1,500 people walk through the gate like. The GRA officer makes, he scoot, no shooting. The cameras alone were shooting. He scoot. How big is that property? And then here are some members of the public, citizens of our country, saying they never do nothing for poor people, for ghetto youth. This government they're talking about. Government never do nothing for ghetto youth. And then you heard that volley of choice language. And never do nothing for ghetto youth. Well, hold on. Marley, hold on. Claudette, hold on. I mean, the asphalt, the boulevard, they put up a Christmas tree. I mean, they never do nothing for ghetto youth. The asphalt, the boulevard. You're still hungry? You're still broke? Did they give a COVID cash grant? Or they give a pink slip? Either or. You're still starving and hungry? Hold on. They never get to you nothing. And then a volley of colorful language there. Asphalt the thing. They didn't asphalt the thing. And they didn't take the lady from the container house and put she in another container house. I mean, they do nothing. I mean, they do nothing. Here are the citizens of this country. And I see too many people castigating, trying to qualify and put the people who were there in a social bracket. And y'all tell me we ain't got classism in this country? We don't have classism in this country? We don't? I have experienced it firsthand. We ain't got it. We don't have it. And they're coming. And soon shall it be when I can talk my story about classism and my experience with it. I ain't gonna tell you what a historian said or a doctor said, but I'm gonna talk from my lived experience with classism and my observations. I'll talk about that. So this was Saturday, you saw there. This is Saturday. And people have gravitated to Muhammad for whatever reason. One of it certainly is because he uses his finances to help people in various ways. Y'all know the whole thing. I'm preaching to the choir here. One of the reasons. But you hear the citizens in their own words talking. Nothing for ghetto youths. And ghetto is not just Tiger Bay. Ghettos is the have-nots. It's not just Tiger Bay, it's ghetto. It's not just all boys town. It's not just communities that you might look at with your eyes and say depressed communities. You see with the leveling of that 38% tariff, I see a lot of ghetto youths crying out. A lot of ghetto youths in chambers of commerce crying out. Ghetto is not just Tiger Bay and Leopold Street and Albistown. No. Ghetto could get on shirt and tie jacket and shoes. People say they're not getting the wealth of this country. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. And then talk with water in the mouth. You all know how we say it colloquially. They didn't talk with water in the mouth. They didn't. The coffee is come. Oh, yes. Folks, I got some tea this morning. One of my favorite cups. And it's hot. I got some lemongrass. Some of y'all will be proud. The ghetto tea. The folks brought some lemongrass this morning. Ghetto tea. People taking with lemongrass now, chipping it up and sending it back to me. As fine tea. Tea, when you drink, you gotta. You know how? Ghetto tea to fine tea. So the people saying they're not getting what is due to them. They're not getting it and they don't like it. They don't like it. Now you can tell them they're not feeling what they're feeling. That's what you want to say. Huh? The people that know what they're talking. It's only when the shoe on your foot, then you know with pinch it. Then you know. Some of you scoff at those people. Oh, they're in the pool. Oh, they're in the pool. Oh, they're in the pool. My God. You mind taking a back ball once in a while. Oh, they're in the pool. Oh, they're in the pool. My God. There was an old ad many years ago. I probably was a teenager. Used to show. They're talking about some jam or something. Could you pass the old fruit? Could you please pass the old? The ghetto you'd say, could you please pass the jelly? My God, I saw these sensibilities on social media. Oh, but for some of us, that is our lived experience. Some of y'all now being introduced to the ghetto. And Trump about to make some of us ghetto. With that 38%. He about to make some of us ghetto with the 38%. But look at us and our sensibilities. My God. We have no problem meeting with Trump, convicted. How many times was he indicted? How many indictments? What is the thing they bring the U.S. Congress? You all remind me. How many times he went before the Congress? What is the thing? How many court cases? How many indictments? How many charges? How many? You all help me, folks. The thoughts not too coherent this morning. When the Congress had the trial, man, y'all tell me. What do you call that? Impeachment. Thank you very much, Ngwazi Ganesh. How many times was he impeached? But we have no problems meeting with Trump. As a matter of fact, we want to meet with Trump. You see? Oh, but these poor people and ask them, my God. These ghetto people and the man who has been sanctioned, my God. They trouble our sensibilities. And we ain't got a classism problem. Oh my God, ask him. He's been sanctioned. But we ain't got no problem meeting Trump. As a matter of fact, some of us think to meet with Trump would lift our political profile. We get invited to the White House. No, we got. With all the impeachment, all the indictment, all the charges, and the conviction. We'd have no problem. We would have no problem doing that. We'd have no considerations. No, this is the President of the United States. with impeachment. This is the President of the United States with his charges. This is the President of the United States with his conviction. You see? But the man next door, no. The people we see every day with our own eyes, those are the ones we're afraid of. So we were on full display over the weekend, and by the time Saturday ended, it was such a full weekend. By the time Saturday had ended, we learned that a barber who was connected to the Mohammeds had one or two of his vehicles torched. A barber. No. You all have seen what has happened in number 43 with Indira Jafar Ali. You see what happened at Letterkenny. They're upping the ante all the time, you know. The PPP. Yeah. And the violent nature, upping the ante all the time. And now we're burning people's vehicle. And we all saw them pelt school buses with kids inside. And we all see them brutally assault a female policewoman at Bath. It's the same people come back. The same people come back. Same people come back. And two vehicles we're hearing belonging to the barber of the Mohammeds torched. And the people be quiet. We don't see a condemnation. We don't see nothing. You see? But if the shoe was on the other foot, some of us would join with them and say hooligans and thugs, scrapes. We would have a classification for it. And we say classism ain't at work. Classism embedded in this electoral cycle. It is embedded. And they're coming, and soon shall be. I can talk my story. I can talk my story. My lived experience of this thing called classism. I can talk it. See, when I come on this show here, me running for office, you know. I already elected here. You see? So I can talk it. So we saw the man's vehicle torched. That's reprehensible. And every right-thinking Guyanese ought to denounce it. Every right-thinking Guyanese ought to renounce it. You know, it's another missing element of this whole thing. No, don't blame Guyanese for having questions. Don't do it. We should have questions. This alleged money that is owed for taxes for these vehicles, custom duties, whatever it is. 4 years, these vehicles are in the possession of the Mohammed's family. Extended family, brother, sister, cousin, auntie, whoever. The Mohammed's family, broadly. Nobody had a problem. Nobody had a problem. 4 years. All of a sudden, Mr. Mohammed's profile is building. But that's not what I want to get at. Now that we know, right? Now that it's being alleged this money is owed, any heads rolling at GRA? Who is being made to account at GRA for such an alleged lapse? One hand don't clap. Mr. Mohammed didn't go and I would assume GRA and sign up those documents himself. And he said, high government officials clear these vehicles. Can't we turn back the spotlight on the other side? Who is being held accountable for this alleged significant lapse? Remember, they had a fella, got a fella at Natural Resources. Jack Dio said, Vikram said, they never authorized him to go and make any deals with Exxon. Is that the case here? But who is being held accountable? Who is being held accountable? Who are these officials who are allegedly complicit? I saw, justice in this country looks differently based on who got power and who is the ruling class. And the ruling class is not alone who in power. You heard about these boats, the cabotage, that permits the license for them to sail in even Guyana waters was granted. And then when it was revealed, Vice President said they ought not to have been granted the permission because they're under sanction. You remember that? The person who granted the permission was on a podium with Irfan Ali yesterday. Tandai McAllister's name is on the letter as the officer granting the permission of transport and harbors for the cabotage. You see? But she has a political purpose next to Irfan, as is her right as a citizen. So perhaps she cannot be now held responsible. But her name is on the letter of permission. Tandai McAllister. But before we get there, it just goes to show Guyana is a small country. Everybody knows everybody and is involved in everything. That's why I try not to get secrets. I told you my position on this politics as it obtains currently a long time ago. Some people now catching up with it and seemingly shocked and surprised. But I try to live my life as transparent as I can because this is politics. It doesn't worth having too much skeletons in the closet, if any at all, But some people just watch you and think you're fool. Like, you don't know the skeletons in their closet. You don't have their information. You have their files. So she signed the thing, the agreement. But she's not being held responsible. That's the connection I want to make. She signed the cabotage agreement, but she is not being held responsible. Somebody in GRA approved these vehicles, approved the taxes, or somebody in the state apparatus, in government, approved it. Who approved it? Who approved it? And why aren't they being held accountable as well? So we know what took place Saturday morning when the GRA went to the Mohammed's house. We know the PPP burned the barber's vehicles. We know the PPP did it. We know. And then you had other elements who were so bold as to have a drone in the people's premises. This is not passing by. And then the images ending up on a propaganda site. The images ending up on a propaganda site. On a propaganda site. You see? All that's just the weekend, you know. All that's just the weekend. Some of us saw the police intercept the drone operator, you know. But it's what he said later on. You know, we saw him when the police were apprehending him. But it's what he said later on. And I'm sorry they didn't video. You're hearing a voice talk, but then they try to blur his image. But we all saw the fella. We all saw the fella. You know? We all saw him. We saw the drones and such and so forth. We saw it. Here's some of what he said. We'll show you some of what took place when he was apprehended, and you'll hear some of what he said afterwards. Take a look. Take a listen.
Mr. Azadine came to the front side by the driver. The other guys came out to the left side, the front and the rear. The two cars, all three of them armed with weapons, pointed to the car glass, and they keep knocking on the car, come out to the car, come out to the car. When I saw the car pull up, I locked my windows and my doors immediately. And the guy came out with a weapon and started knocking on the car. I get scared, I lock in the vehicle. A few minutes, I see them, they conceal the weapons. And a couple seconds after that, the police vehicle pull up. But I was still scared and shocked about what transpired. Despite I was within my legal rights to do the flyover based on client's requests, based on what happened the day before. Yesterday, it was every crowd within the vicinity. So the clients within the Gars Park area asked for a flyover, which I comply with, and I did. Today is Sunday, but I still came out to support the clients because they needed that, because they weren't feeling safe based on what was happening. And as a person attached, that is my job. So despite the police came, I was still scared. I know the guys put away the firearm and the police were there, but I was still scared because there was a lot of media places and a lot of cameras, a lot of strange people there. I'm a legal citizen, Afro-Guyanese. I work day to day to provide for my family. I think I was doing an honest job, but right now I am very scared for my life.
Somebody said, some of what the drone operator said. He was scared for his life. I saw him smiling there. He said he was scared for his life. He said the police came, but he was still scared for his life. You know? Still scared for his life. What's interesting too is that he mentioned repeatedly, I'm Afro-Guyanese, I'm Afro-Guyanese, I'm Afro-Guyanese. There is so much at play, folks. So much at play. The politics currently, so much. Veronica wants to know, why is he sniffling? He got a little cold, a little flu. You know, he got a bug in his system. Right? Damn liar. What a big joke. His face is clear as they're there. But yet, they blur the video with him crying, sniffling. Folks, you blink, you miss 6 months of activities politically in this country. You know? So I'm all smiles at different points in when the police stopped him and searching the vehicle. But he said he was scared for his life. Guns were drawn. Guns were drawn. But what the memory cards for the drones, for the flyover? Huh? Some people said he ate the memory cards, he broke them up. Where the memory cards? Naomi? Simone Patrick Emmanuel. Where the memory cards? Where the memory cards? My Lord. My Lord. There's so much that's happening. So much. And no doubt we're going to circle back to some of that later on in the day, perhaps. But just a couple other things that are happening. You know. Just a couple other things that happen. You know, during Saturday morning as well, en passant, Saturday morning as well, I heard the Muhammad say, or Azruddin Muhammad in particular, he was pressured to write a statement, repeated it again. Pressure to write a statement to say he can drop out the race, and you know, the pressure going ease. Quit the race of your life and pressure going. This whole GRA thing gonna go back to the way it was before. While all that's happening, you remember the folks talk about the ghetto youth? How life tough and life hard for the ghetto youth? Well, today's Monday. Fortunately or unfortunately. And you all know every Monday, the Starbucks News has its article, the series on how the cost of living affecting people. But nothing has changed. And if it has changed, it has only gotten worse. It has only gotten worse. You know, Sparrow, I think it was, who sang, "Hey, Jizana," some Calypsonian. I don't think it is in this country. You know, our citizens work hard. Work hard. And then when you get to a certain age, you know, relax. To relax. You can't do it. Or there's so many things, you know. To get your NIS is a struggle in itself. A man was telling us just yesterday morning, if not Saturday morning. He go to NIS, they're telling him they ain't got no record to NIS for him from Bookers. So long the man working. They ain't got no work for him from Sambok Parker. My grandfather, John Henry, worked for Sambok and Parker, or Sambok Parker. That's a long time. Then Gano, you think now, all right, at least I can get a little ravelins. Everything is nice, but at least I can get a little ravelins, the little, how much is this now? 35,000. And get a little ravelins. You go now, you hear it. Sambok Park. Who's Sambok? Booker? What's a Booker? That man was vehement. While some other people in this one Guyana, smooth sailing. I heard a minister, let's drink this little bush tea, ghetto tea, lemongrass, loud this morning. One minister, his mother, it is told, she was off for contributions. How much is this? 750, 720? How much ever it is, you got to meet to start getting your pension, minimum. She was off. And letters went instructing NIS Don't bad with that. Minister mother gotta get your pension. You see? And I ain't talking about 1/2 pay. You know, they're trying to remedy it in this 1/2. You work your whole life. They telling you then give you 400,000. Then give you 400,000. 1/2. What are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna do with that? You 55. Now young flouncing and bouncing. What are you gonna do with that? You can take a little trip to the States. How much a ticket now? 120? How much a ticket? You want to buy 2 fine things to carry a new pajama, nightie? That's 200 between the ticket. You got 1,000 US left. You got 1,000 US left. You might want some spending money. There's a $500. You say, I can put the $500 in my pocket, buy him a little knicks-knacks. You see? You got another 500 left. You see? You're just not honoring this country. There's no honor. And one of the persons responding to this, the questions that were asked by Sabbath News on the execrable course is a pensioner. I told you all I sat down with the regional vice chair, Region 10 over the weekend. We can show some of that on another broadcast. And he said a pensioner, 70-something years old, is a person that the government just get the contract to drive the school bus in, I think it's Hururu or Lauderdale or one of those places in Region 10. Right? And the young folks in the village who are up in arms because they're employed and they're looking for the little work. And so, why hold by don't take a rocking chair? But I understand the other side of that too. Because of where the cost of living is, if old boy don't work, old boy can't eat. Old boy can't get the medication. See, old boy can't survive. So old boy is 75 and still got to be on the job market. Fighting on arrival, fighting for survival. Fighting. And so one of the persons who responded to this, the questions that were put by Sabbath News, they're on the execrable course, raised this issue that, look, I'm a pensioner. All right? My wife is a pensioner. Paramdas, Sorsati. Paramdas, Sorsati. On the execrable. He said the money not doing everything high, everything. 2 power ship, light bill still high. And Sorsati says, my wife is not only a pensioner, she is visually impaired. And we think we could brace this high cost of living with a disability. Check coming in. Say, no. Vinny them says she's not eligible for disability. She's not. And he says the cost of living, the pressures bearing down on them, the pressures, Paramdas, Swashwati. And then you got a man from La Union, again on the execrable. This is red country almost. He says the cost of living is a detriment to our overall health. I could identify there. it's a detriment. He said there is stress about where or what's coming. You're stressed out about what's coming and about how you're going to make ends meet. This is a detriment to your health. Stressed out. That's what the fella said. Right? Imtiaz Osman from the Escalating course. He says a mental fatigue. Mental fatigue. Where the next meal coming from? You know. My son, my kids look to the mother. The son we have with us. The mother look to me. You know. Who does the father in the home look to? Who does the father in the house look to? That's what the husband said. No, the lady can't see. And looking somewhere. Yesterday I went to church. I went to New Covenant Ministries in Durban Street. I was looking upstairs. I was looking upstairs because y'all know if he don't come to our rescue, if he, the man with the angle, the man upstairs, if he don't come, where we going there? Walterine, thank you. 750 is the NS contributions you got to meet. So some people admit it, but they getting the pension monthly, now 1.5. You see, in this one Guyana, justice looks different. In this one Guyana, it looks different for different people. Different for different people. Let us leave it there this morning. Different for different people. And now the argument about classism. It exists. It exists. Pedigree, it exists. I go there and tell you my lived experience. Right? Lived experience. You could on the ground walking 24/7. You ain't got no route to the top, you know. You ain't got no route to the top. You see when the spoil's ready to divide? Huh? You see some people parachuting. You don't know where they went. A day is coming. And soon shall be. And I got this little lemongrass, the ghetto tea. And I can tell you with my lived experience. And this thing here, you got foot soldiers. And foot soldiers is your economic station. You got to stay foot soldiers your whole life. You could never rise to general. You could never rise. We got classism in this country. On all sides. On all sides. Some of our brothers and sisters, they understand the strata. They understand the strata of the caste system. You see? And in the black community, you have it as well. You have it as well. Right? People hear you. What school you went to? What are your qualifications? You see, you're a class system. I saw Freddie writing about it last week right here. He said Duncan has a law degree, but he got a but. He's a loud mouth. Loud mouths don't go into the inner. with the highborns. Loudmouths don't come to the top. You see? Chatris and the Brahmins and the whoever and so on don't come to the same table. I rejected that a long time ago. Very long time ago. They must born a foot soldier and then a foot soldier. I don't subscribe to that. Right? That you must work always only to elevate some. You got to work to elevate some. You must never be elevated. I don't subscribe to that. I do not. I do not. And I never will. Those are my convictions. Those are my convictions. Never will. Never. You got classism in this thing. You got it. I'm not arguing with nobody. That's my position. That's my position. I'm not arguing. I just mean some of this lemongrass this morning. So good morning, folks. We're going to leave it there. That's our time. That's our program. Thanks for joining us today, folks. Naomi trying to set me up. Right? You know, I can tell you all, you know, I have nothing to hide. I tell you, I live my life as open book. When you got too many things in the closet, I have been pillared, vilified, castigated. They're plotting against me for my fundamental belief, for my rights, for my opinions. Because I don't hold your opinions. I've never done that to anybody. Why you want to do it to me? You know? But it doesn't bother me. You know? It don't bother me. I told you I have made some decisions for my life, not nobody else's life. Whatever the cost. There are people who believe I'm making deals to go back into parliament. If you're making deals to go into parliament, you done got your reward already. You done got your reward already. How I land here 2,000 y'all watching me on a Monday morning? Huh? Somebody give me this. If I'd waiting in this class system, but somebody said, Sharon, we can build a show. I give you 2,000 people to start. I'd still waiting. You see? Because I have the pedigree to be out here. And you're going to hear them disown me soon. He doesn't speak fuss. Flap you, flap y'all. You're going to hear it soon. He doesn't speak fuss. You see? Because me am bowing a knee and kissing a ring. But at least I know he's sleeping comfortable when night come. At least I know that. So I'm not worried. I am not fearing any man. I am not fearing anything. My eyes have already, you see the glory and the coming of the Lord. It has already seen it. So I'm not fearing anyone or anything. I'm trying to remember you see Anderson's words. Similar tenor. I'm not fearing any man or anything. My eyes have seen the glory and the coming of the Lord. Amen. That's our program this morning. That's our time. Interesting political times, though. It's interesting political times. We're going to see you guys on the other side of the day. Have a fantastic day and stay safe. Each and every one of you. Thanks for joining us, Edward and Horace, Sandra. Good to see you, Mandy and Naomi and San and all the other folks, Sherry. You know, and all the people vying for something. Good luck. Good luck. Best wishes.